Hey guys, it's Leon with CMD Media Group, and we are here with Puget Systems. These guys are phenomenal when it comes to building workstations for creatives, companies, things of that nature. And I'm here with Matt.
Yes.
How are you, Matt?
Great. It's nice to see you, Matt.
Doing great. So, you know, I bought an absolute beast of a workstation from you guys. And if I could remember just off the top of my head, I got the Asus TRX 50 Sage Wi-Fi. I got the Threadripper 7960X,
Okay.
dual 4090s. Absolute beast of a workstation. I named it Cyclops, might I add. But yeah, we wanted to just kind of talk to you guys a little bit about the work that goes into your systems. Can you elaborate a little bit on that for us?
Yeah, sure. So it's a lot because, as you imagine, like hardware changes all the time and the software is changing all the time. And so it's a lot of effort on our end of keeping track of both of those and then not believing any of the marketing efforts from like Intel or AMD or NVIDIA, because they always are like, everything's awesome. It's going to be so much faster. So we've always got to cut through that and be like, all right, they've claimed this. Let's see what it's actually like. And like right now is actually like a big time for us to be doing that work because NVIDIA launched some new video cards recently, the 50 series. And they all sound great on paper until you get to the point of like, oh, but that feature's not in Premiere Pro yet, or that's not in DaVinci Resolve yet. And like they should be at some point, but it's making sure that people understand that like, okay, if you buy this right now, it might not have all of that. So you're doing it more as like a for the future kind of a thing. I mean, there's other parts that's like, yeah, raw performance, more VRAM, definitely. But it's those extra features. Like the big one right now was 422 10-bit decoding.
Yeah.
It's such a small thing for so many people. But for like here at NAB, it's great because I can like mention that. People are like, that's awesome. It's like, yeah, finally I can talk to people and they understand why it's such a big deal.
Yeah. I mean, so talk to us a little bit about how, you know, a creator might feel as if, you know, 2 years ago we got the 4090. You know, now we got the 5090. It's so easy to start to feel outdated.
Yeah.
So I mean, is there something that a filmmaker or a creator could focus on when they're building their workstations instead of going for the most high-end GPU? You know, the 5090s are great, but is there something that a creator could focus on if they didn't have top dollar, but they wanted to still be relevant?
I think the biggest thing is always to remember that a computer's not just one thing. Like video cards right now, and especially if like you also like do gaming or that other kind of stuff, often that gets like a lot of the hype. But it's always remembering like, oh, what about your processor? What about your RAM? That's usually like where we start, is actually like, do you have enough RAM? Start there and then get a good enough CPU and then worry about the GPU. But yeah, so many people just skip over the like critical things, RAM, storage.
Yes.
Like it's amazing how people don't think like, oh yeah, I need now 4 terabytes or I need however much. And you need that. Like if you run out of space or you run out of RAM, you're in trouble. It doesn't matter how fast your CPU or your GPU is. So it's always like, go back to those fundamentals. Start there, and then go through, and then you get to the point of like which exact CPU or which exact GPU. You'll have a much better idea of like, okay, I got this much budget. Now like that will probably rule out like maybe a 5090 is just not in the budget. Cool. And you just kind of work your way down.
And one thing I really appreciated about you guys is you guys have workstations for every level of creator, every level of business. I remember calling you guys and I asked you, I said, hey, listen, I just wanted to know the price at first, honestly. And you guys said, well, what are you looking to do with your workstation? What are you into? What are you editing on? What are you game? And you suited a workstation directly for me. So, you know, these guys have workstations not only for filmmakers, but for gamers, for corporate entities. These are the guys that you guys want to talk to when it comes down to getting your custom workstation for your specific needs. Lastly, I don't want to hold you too long. Another thing that you guys do, you guys mark off each stage of the build. Can you elaborate elaborate a little bit more on that?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, some of that is just we don't want to make a mistake. So we have a whole process that our production department goes through, and it's some of it is things you might not feel like need to be really be mentioned, but we've always just found over the years of even those small things, write them down so that it doesn't get missed throughout that whole process. But yeah, we have that whole process for our production department. You can see who did it, when they did it. If there was a problem, you can see that because that happens. But that's why we do this whole process, because if a video card is bad, we want it to fail on us, not once it's out the door.
Sure.
And we let you see that.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened on your system. Hopefully it was just flawless.
Good. Yeah, mine's good. I think for me, it was a lot of user error coming over from Mac. It was a lot of user error, but my system was good. I definitely appreciated the binders. So you get the binders and they actually show the stages and who completed and who checked off what. It's so awesome. So quality control at its finest with Puget Systems. Is there anything that you would like to add before we, maybe tell them the website?
Sure. I mean, you've done all the marketing work for me here. But yeah, I mean, if you're interested, check us out at PugetSystems.com, PUGET Systems.com. Even if you're not in the market for a system, we also do a lot of articles and content. So if you build your own systems, every time there's a new GPU launch or a new CPU launch, we have articles for Premiere, After Effects, Photoshop. Check it out, because then you're not buying the wrong thing.
Yeah, you heard it here first, guys. NAB 2025. We're here with Puget Systems. Thanks so much. Really appreciate everything you guys do. And you heard the website, PugetSystems.com. So thank you, man. Appreciate it.
No problem.